Hello all and welcome to the next video here in the Onion Man's Rooftop Two-Headed Cow Caravan of Treasure. Sometimes barter. The streak continues, as it always will. And we are taking a look at the Target exclusive WWE Legends Elite Series 17 Ken Shamrock and AJ Styles. This is a fascinating set. These are the only two I got in the set, I think. The back of the box is, yeah, there you go. Looks like you got AJ Styles, Ultimate Warrior, but he almost looks like he's more in his Dingo Warrior phase, like early Texas wrestling era. You got Ken Shamrock and a young, newly out on his own Shawn Michaels, post-Rockers. There you go. Fascinating enough, these two guys, Ken Shamrock and AJ Styles, are very instrumental in the first pay-per-view TNA ever had, the first TNA show. Coincidence? I think not. I don't know, probably. I'm probably looking way too deep into the set. But I just find it funny that Ken Shamrock and AJ Styles are both on that first TNA show in completely different roles. This is definitely early AJ. I mean, this is Air Raid AJ. That's what this is, right? Supposed to be. I wish it was actually Air Raid AJ Styles, or as he was in that Air Styles. If you're not familiar or didn't know that AJ Styles was in WCW, he is literally there for like the last month of WCW. It's him, it's his former tag partner on the indie scene before he became famous, Air Paris. So there was Air Paris and Air Styles. They go to WCW, they're putting these fighter pilot outfits, like onesies, and they're Air Raid, and it's like a Top Gun knockoff. Loose by Primer 55 is their theme song. It's so weird. I think there's 2 matches of theirs that you can find like on YouTube or that are in existence. I don't know if there's more. For sure there's them versus the Young Dragons, which are Kaz Hayashi and Jimmy Yang. And then there's Air Styles and Air Paris versus Air Raid versus, I think, Elix Skipper and Kid Romeo in like the Cruiserweight Tag Team title tournament, which was like at the tail end of WCW. He literally signs with WCW, has a handful of matches, and then WCW goes out of business. Then, fast forward a year, TNA shows up, all that jazz. In 2001, AJ Styles had some matches on WWF Jacked and Sunday Night Heat, some tryout matches. It's a whole story. It's a big part of his history. They offered him a $500 contract, and that was it, just $500 like every week or every 2 weeks, whatever it was. And he had to move to Cincinnati. His wife was still in school to become a teacher at the time, and he did not want to leave her on her own. He wanted to stay and support her as much as he could, so he declined the WWE's offer. Eventually TNA happens. The rest is history. But this is supposed to be Air Styles. This is not AJ Styles. This is supposed to be Air Styles. And I wish that he came with a fighter pilot outfit and that we got Air Paris to go with it. As dumb as it is, I probably would still buy it. But he's got a WCW Nitro shirt. He was an extra backstage sometimes too, but there you go. Yeah. Funny, they don't have all of his titles up there. It says WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Raw Tag Team Champion. He was also a United States Champion. It's strictly just WWE. They don't have his U.S. title run on there. WCW's 2001 roster featured an exciting young... I am brutalizing this. WCW's 2001 roster featured exciting young talent who were just waiting for their chance to make their mark in the business. One of those superstars was a young high flyer from Georgia named AJ Styles, who was Air Styles at the time, not AJ Styles. He was AJ Styles. Then they changed him to Air Styles to match Air Paris. Pulling off moves few had ever seen. Though WCW closed its doors soon after his debut, everyone who saw him knew that AJ Styles' future just didn't look bright. It looked phenomenal. The rest is history, homies. I've said this before, AJ Styles is my favorite modern wrestler outright. He is. So we're going to open him first. We'll save Shamrock because this Shamrock brings back a lot of memories. So we'll go with Air Styles. I'm going to keep saying Air Styles as much as I can because I think it's funny. This AJ Styles figure should be an absolute dream for people who want to make custom TNA AJ Styles Elites. Because he's wearing shorts. He's got the kick pads with the knee pads. The only real thing he's missing are elbow pads, when you think about it. Of course, I think back then he wasn't quite doing the phenomenal forearm yet. That's a TNA thing, I think. Right out the gate, he's got a Nitro shirt. He wasn't wearing the hood either, so don't expect him to come with a hoodie. You'd have to get like a custom hoodie to go on him if you're going to make custom TNA gear. Comes with some mic holding hands. Then we got AJ. Straighten him out here. He's small. He's skinny. He's all scrawny with like a big head. It actually, the head sculpt is really good for what it is. Like a young AJ Styles. Alright, here we go. Yeah, it's very basic. He's got kick pads and knee pads, like these maroonish brown trunks. They just say AJ Styles on them. I don't know if that's what he actually had in WCW or not. Then the other side just kind of has these like lines. They're very generic looking. But the thing about this that I think is going to be really big for custom people is the head sculpt. This is a fantastic young AJ Styles. It's going to look good on a lot of custom TNA stuff. The only thing that may be a little different is that when he was kind of really becoming big in TNA, and he was like the face of TNA, the phenomenal one, the man carrying the X Division, all that jazz, he kind of had spiky hair in the front, kind of like Randy Orton in 04, 05. But I still think it looks really good as a young AJ Styles for what it needs to be. And you take this, recolor the pants, and you could probably have a multitude of different TNA AJ Styles. When I think of AJ Styles in TNA, I always think of like the North Carolina light blue trunks that he had. And then I kind of think of like the ones that were like black with like neon outlines. Like he had some black ones that had like neon green outlines on them. And then he had some black ones that had like a neon blue type of outline on them. Besides that though, he does look good. I mean, it's a weird, good young AJ Styles likeness. He's scrawny and small, which is kind of throwing me off a little bit here, but that is what it is. Yeah, young Air Styles. I still wish he had a fighter pilot outfit, so he'd really be Air Styles. I don't know what the whatever for this outfit is. I'd have to, if somebody knows, please tell me in the comments. Like, what's the inspiration behind this outfit? Was that something Air Raid wore, this maroon and gold outfit, or is it just something they threw on there? I'd like to know. Okay, moving on from young AJ, young Air Styles, we have Ken Shamrock, Attitude Era Ken Shamrock. Yeah, Intercontinental, blue trunks, this is straight up Corporation Ken Shamrock. We've had Shamrock in the past with the red and black, which is more early Attitude Era Shamrock, like 97, 98. This is definitely like late 98, 99 corporate Shamrock in the blue. As Intercontinental Champion, he beats X-Pac in the finals to crown a new Intercontinental Champion, and there you go. He is also the chase in this set. There's two Shamrocks. There's blue, and then there's green. I did not get the green. I saw the green in a couple different stores I went to. I ended up not getting it because I don't remember him wearing green a lot. I remember him wearing black, the red and black, and then blue. Green, I know, came later, like when he was feuding with Jericho towards the end of his run. And I know green is his default attire in WWF No Mercy, the N64 game. But I don't know. I have way more nostalgia for the blue than I do the other ones, because I always think of Corporation Ken Shamrock. So, yeah. So I've got early Shamrock with the robe in the red and black. Now we got blue, corporate Shamrock. So pretty cool. To me, those are the kind of the two you need for Shamrock. The green is cool, but I think of it more as that tail end where he was kind of booked to be an idiot against Chris Jericho, and then No Mercy, the video game, which is cool, but, you know, is what it is. I just think of the blue way more. There's the back. Intercontinental Champion, World Tag Team Champion. Also, I linked back to AJ Styles on the first TNA show. The very first TNA show, the very first opening match of that show is the Flying Elvises, who were Jimmy Yang, Sonny Siaki, and Jorge Estrada. Is it Jorge Estrada? versus the random team of Jerry Lynn, AJ Styles, and Loki. And then the main event of that show is this big battle royal to crown the NWA champion. Or is that on the second show? I think it's the first show. I could be wrong. Either way, it's a big like battle royal, and Scott Hall is in it, Jeff Jarrett's in it, a lot of ex-WCW guys. I think Gangrel's in that battle royal. I might be wrong. And it's just a random mix mash of guys. The last two are Malice, who was The Wall in WCW, I believe. R.I.P. I believe he's passed away. And then there is Ken Shamrock. Those are the last two. Shamrock wins, and he becomes the NWA champion under the TNA brand. So technically the first TNA champion, if you will, but he was really the NWA champion. That's why there's like that connection here. The world's most dangerous man already established himself as one of the all-time greats inside the Octagon when he debuted in WWE. Shamrock's reputation for snapping and tapping preceded him. Once in the zone, he would refuse to let go of his submissions, making him one of the most feared superstars in the locker room. Shamrock comes in like a house of fire. By the time he's in the corporation, I think he's cooled down, even though he's an Intercontinental Champion. When he first came in and he had like that first match against Vader. Well, before that, remember, he's the referee for Bret Hart and Austin at WrestleMania 13. A few months go by, he has that match with Vader. That's when he's wearing the robe and stuff. He has that awesome feud with The Rock. The Rock versus Ken Shamrock feud is awesome. Go back and watch that. Wrestling Bios Reliving the War. Find that era and watch those matches. They're really good. They work well together. Although their WrestleMania 14 match could have been a lot better. But they had really good matches beyond that. And then I think SummerSlam 98... That's Hunter and Rock. Triple H and Rock in an awesome ladder match at SummerSlam. Triple H wins, but I think he has like a legitimate knee injury at some point. And vacates the title. And then there's a tournament, and the final of that tournament is Shamrock and X-Pac. And Shamrock wins, representing the corporation, and he's the Intercontinental Champion. So there you go. He's got a bunch of alternate hands. It looks like we got some mic holding hands and some pointing hands. He comes with closed-fisted hands already equipped. Any twist ties? Yep, on the feet. And I think that's it. No, one on the arm. Okay. Twist ties be damned. I have scissors. This was one of the more randomly exciting waves in recent memory. Mainly because of the young AJ Styles and I think the Shamrock. I don't really care too much for getting a younger Dingo Warrior. Or another young Shawn Michaels. I already have one, so... Oh, that was kind of hard to get out. Oh yeah, this figure looks awesome. I like this. I like that first Shamrock, which also had D'Lo Brown in that wave. European champ D'Lo, I think. Ooh, this looks good. I might have one complaint, though. We'll see. We'll see. Let's take the belt off. We have the beautiful Attitude Era Intercontinental Championship. I love the classic 80s and 90s Intercontinental title, but I gotta admit, this Attitude Era one is so iconic. And it looked good on certain people. I'll say that. Like, when Jericho had this belt, or like Benoit, some of the Attitude Era guys, on Shamrock it looked good. When The Rock had this belt and it had the purple strap, I love that. That looks great. And it fit his character too. And then sometimes the belt didn't look so good. Sometimes it looked almost too small. It's like it changed sizes throughout its history. I remember when Shelton Benjamin had this belt, it looked awesome. Like, I think they upped the size of it and it looked really good on him. But I do like the Attitude Era Intercontinental belt. So, I know some people don't. I do. I think it's being unfairly... I always think that the Attitude Era Intercontinental belt was unfairly compared to the old belt. And we got Shamrock. And it's a really good likeness. This is better than the first Elite we got, for sure. It looks better. He looks a little bit more crazy. I do think the hair is a little too brown. You probably could have made that darker or just straight black and it would have looked better. But he's got the big Shamrock lettering on the blue there. Nothing on the back. He's got the blue and black pads. They did the kick pads better on this one with the silver lining on it. They look more accurate. The gloves look good. Bring this down a little bit. It looks even better. And there you go. He's fixing to enter the zone and bang his head on the stairs and everything. He's ripped and jacked up, which Shamrock was a little shorter, but he was ripped and jacked and looks great. So stands really well too. So no complaints. That's a great Shamrock. I like this. I like these two. They're good. The early first pay-per-view TNA connection here. The opening match and the guy who won the NWA belt in the main event. So, hey. Yeah, big thumbs up for both of these. These are fantastic. The AJ one, if nothing else, just because it's going to be a great customizable piece that you can buy multitudes of. It is Target exclusive, so I don't know how many multitudes you're going to be able to buy, but hey. And a really good corporate Shamrock in the blue. Really like it. Looks great. They both look great. And that's it for this video. If you like the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You do not have to if you do not want to, but I appreciate anybody who does. So, thank you. And I will catch you guys in whatever the next video may be.